Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening. I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Good evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
How are you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please,
Good evening, sir.
yeah. Good evening. This is our name. Document. Open it. Okay. Let open. Arvind, you are there? Or Anthony?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir. I'm Arvind here, sir.
Arvind?
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah. So I think all have joined.
Yes, a few more is balanced, sir.
Yeah. All have joined. All are joined.
Yes, sir. Few more is balanced.
Fine. Is it fine? No. Okay, now.
Hello.
Yes, Anthony.
voice is fine?
Yes, sir.
One
Yes, sir.
muted. No, it's okay. But what about document? तू याच्यावर नाही करू शकला पायथॉन हां हां
Bhavai sir,
या
we can start, sir. There is almost everyone is here.
स्टार्ट
Yeah.
ग्रेट just give me a few minutes आले प्ले present PPT. The camera on share no? Okay, so this PPT is visible now.
No, sir.
Hello, PPT is not visible.
Hello. No,
Yes,
sir.
sir, it is not visible, sir.
Not visible, sir.
PPT is visible.
No, sir. No, sir.
My PPT is visible or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
It is okay now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
It's are visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. I think it's okay, no? But I cannot see. So त्याच्यावरून मॅनेज करा आता. त्याच्यात होईल ओपन. झालं? It is okay now? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
I was using another laptop. It gave some problem. So now it is fine. So today we will be discussing on the refining, complete crude oil refining, supply operation, planning and all. So let us, so everything is okay. So yesterday, whatever we covered was upstream, midstream, downstream. Today, so we are going through the downstream. So we are going step by step. We finished upstream, midstream. Now we are in downstream, and downstream also we will go in detailing today. So my voice is very clear now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. So today, what we will do, we'll have the what is crude oil, then processing of refinery, crude oil processing, configuration of refinery, important characteristics and properties of crude oil and petroleum products, units in refinery, what type of units are there in the refinery. When we do the processing, there are different types of units. Then I will explain the refinery block diagram, how it looks. Then refinery process flow, conversions, refinery economics. Okay, so these are the topics we will have complete rundown today. This is how the refinery look like. If you see, if you visit anywhere, so outside it looks very complex refinery. So, what is crude oil? You might have. You guys can tell me what is crude oil? You have learned crude.
Sir, the oil which we
Can-
find from the cat well.
Sorry.
Hello.
Made up of hydrocarbons.
Yes. So it is a compounds. Okay, consists of more than 108 compounds. Crude oil is a multi-component mixture consisting of more than 108 compounds. Petroleum refining refers to the separation as well as a reactive process to yield various valuable products. Means if you see how many compounds are there? More than 100. So in the refinery process, you do the separation. So C2. So carbon separation happens in the refinery. So what do you get? Yield you get different finished products like LPG, naphtha. You get gasoline as well as
Hello, sir.
fuel, kerosene. So
Hello.
product.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is it 100 or 8 or 10 raised to power 8?
Hello.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah. So all the questions
Hello.
and answers will be answered at the last. Okay. I will finish first.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
don't interrupt in between. We will have all the questions. You write down all the questions. Question answer session will be at the end. Okay. So first listen patiently and then write down whatever questions are there while we discuss. We will answer at the end. Otherwise, we will not complete the topics in time. Okay. So the crude oil is various type of compound. Then it separate. So there is a separation process happens through through distillation and all. So therefore, the key issue in the petroleum refining is to deal with the multi-component feed streams. What is a multi-component feed stream means? See, there are various type of crude oil. More than 400, 500 or 1,000 type of crude oil all over the world. Each country produces different crude. Okay, there are different characteristics, different specifications. So while designing the refinery, you have to make sure what type of crude you get from your region. See, accordingly, you design the refinery. For example, in India, we are very close to Middle East. So most of our refineries were designed based on the Middle East crude, which is a light and medium crude. Okay, so in Indian refineries are mostly based on light and medium. However, the modern refineries like Reliance or SR, they are well equipped with the to manage heavy crudes also, because they have added more column, more additional units to process heavy crudes also. So why heavy crude is required? Because heavy crude as compared to light crude, the pricing is lower. So that's why it is very good to buy heavy crude, do the blending with the light crude and medium crude and process in the refinery for maximizing the refinery margins. So that is all refineries do that. Okay. So there are different crude, light, medium, heavy. If you talk about Venezuela, they have different type of crude. If you talk about Indonesia, different crude. Then ONGC will have Bombay High, different crude. So each crude have the different component, different properties, different yield. So this is how the crude is depend on the geographical conditions. The crude is available, and the refineries are designed based on the availability of the crude from the nearby countries. Okay. See, crude oil is a composed of several types of hydrocarbons. That is, petroleum refining is a process that takes advantage of the different weights, volatilities, and boiling temperatures of hydrocarbons to separate them, creating intermediate and final products. So, if you see here, the process flow, diagram, you inject the crude. You inject the crude, and if you see here, all these 20-degree temperature, 70-degree temperature, 120, 130. These are the boiling points of the crude oil when you inject. So as soon as you do the heating to the distillation column, what do you get? First, the lighter product, which separate at the 20-degree temperature. Then the next lighter product is naphtha. Okay. Then petrol. Then you get kerosene. Then diesel. Then lubricant. Then heavy diesel. Then waste. So each product has the different boiling points. So this is how you get the final products once you start processing the crude. So gas is a very light because as soon as you start heating at 20 degree, it comes on the top, and then this gas, what happens? We recover through the pipeline. It goes to the LPG tanks. And that is called liquefied petroleum gas. Okay, so this LPG is commercial. They call commercial butane or commercial propane. So, which is used for the burning at home, as well as for our home consumption, as well as for the industries. Then naphtha, you get naphtha. Naphtha, what happened? Naphtha is mainly a feedstock to the petrochemical industry. If you see a lot of petrochemical complexes, so you have naphtha as a feedstock, and from naphtha in petrochemical complexes, you get, once you start splitting the naphtha, you get a lot of other petrochemicals. Okay, so you see various chemicals you get out of naphtha. Then you get gasoline, that is petrol. Okay, so petrol is used for our vehicles. Then kerosene. Kerosene is used for aviation kerosene, as well as for the for heating at home. Okay, or some industries also require for their industries for various other processes. So kerosene is used for this. Then you get diesel. Diesel is used for your automotive. Okay, automotive cars, as well as industries. Some industries are working on generators, so industries also use diesel. Then you have the lubricants. Okay, so lubricant is used for our automotive grade as well as for engines. So lubricant and various grades, including greases you make, a lot of things you make out of lubricants. So this is also used in industries. Heavy diesel. Heavy diesel is mainly used for the ships or fuel oil. It's called fuel. Okay, so for furnace oil they call. So sometimes the ships, marine industry use the heavy fuel, heavy diesel, or heavy furnace oil. Then you get the bottom. Bottom is again you convert that into bitumen or dumber, you call as a tar. Okay, so this is what you get from the crude, various products. And this is the distillation column, and through distillation you get all these different products. But again, each product has different processes in the refinery. That's why if you, here you see simple, but if you see further, there is a complex refinery. See what happened? There are major stages of refining. One is what? Physical separation of various types of carbons through distillation. So through distillation, what happened? First, you do the separation happens. Separation process takes place, and you get a lot of other products. Then next is the purification or intermediate products. You get purification stage. See what happens sometimes after separation is over, you have to transfer those products into intermediate tanks. Okay, and they are for further processing, because straight away you cannot use some product. You have to do the treating. You have to do the treatment. Okay, like for example, diesel. It cannot use straight away. What we have to do? We have to from distillation unit, you have to pass through desulfurization unit. So you can remove a lot of high sulfur from the diesel, because sulfur is a hazardous. It's a hazardous for human being as well as for everyone. So that's why you have to use a lot of sulfurs from the diesel. In kerosene also, there are a lot of other chemicals are there, so which you have to do the during this purification stage. So first, what happens? Separation. The second stage is purification, and then third is chemical processing of lower value fraction into lighter product. What is the third stage? Is chemical processing means, for example, there is a naphtha and the gasoline. Okay, so what happens is you have to convert this product into high-end lighter products into gasoline and all these things. So you have to do the blending operation. That is called blending and mixing, and so there is a chemical process happen. Then third, then treatment. The finally it is what is happening, treatment and mixing of intermediate by removal of undesirable elements and compounds for integration into final product. So these are the four stages in refining take place. The first is a separation, second is purification, the chemical processing and treatment. So can anybody explain these four stages, please? Four stages of refining.
Sir,
Anyone?
first we have to, hello, sir.
Yeah.
First, we have to do the physical separation in which extra removal of elements and physical bodies take place. Then the purification for intermediate products, and after that, chemical processing by chemical means. Then after, finally, we treatment and remove some intermediate products.
Yes. So this is what happens in the refining process. That's why you see the complex refinery. So all these processes are happening in different units, which you will see further. Okay. So you understood simply separation, purification, chemical process, and treatment. So these are the stages. Okay. So this is very important. You should understand. Okay, because where you are a chemical or a petrochemical engineer, they will ask what is refining, how you separate the product, what is the stages. The simple question they ask, because we also ask questions to when they come for interview. So just keep this in mind, fit in your mind. Okay. Then if you see here, this I have explained. This is the explanation of four stages. So here, if you see. All this gasoline, vapor, LPG, and if you see here, a reformer for gasoline, LPG goes to LPG. Then this is the intermediate. A reformer is the intermediate. Here the process takes place. Further process of naphtha to convert lighter product. Okay. Then kerosene, then diesel, distillates. Then again, as I explained to you, further it cracks. The cracking unit is there. Okay. From distillation, it goes to further cracking, alkylation unit. Then coker is there. See, there are various plants, various units are there to do the further processing. These are the four stages which I explained to you in detail earlier. The configuration of refinery. So any refinery, the range and quality of refined products produced in refinery depends on types of crude used as a raw material. As I explained to you, the what type of crude you are using. For example, if you are using light crude, you will get excellent quality, more yield of the lighter product. Like you get a more LPG or kerosene or diesel, because kerosene and diesel are the maximum prices in market. Okay, and that's why most of the refinery would like to target the yield of the product. They always aim kerosene and diesel. So so it depends on what type of crude you are using. So refinery, your configuration of refinery should be in such a way that it depends on the country to country. If any particular country is using a lot of petrol or diesel, then they produce maximum this type of crude only to get maximum yield of diesel and kerosene. Okay, because India is having huge requirement of gasoline, petrol and diesel. So Indian refinery target only these two products mainly. Okay, and some other country, say like say Dubai, if you take Dubai population is very low. So what they do, they target mainly gasoline. what they do the gasoline for themselves and they export. Okay, so if they export, they get a lot of advantage for export pricing. So it depends what type of configuration of refinery you have. Accordingly, you get the products. So light and sweet crude generate higher amount of higher value. Okay, so you get, as I explained to you, you get the higher amount of higher value refined products such as gasoline, jet, and diesel. So these are the three products have the high value. When in the international market, the prices of these products are always high because there is a demand for this product. Then a heavier and sour crude, they produce larger quantities of lower value products such as furnace oil. See, heavy crude and sour crude, because heavy crude give maximum furnace oil, so which is the value is little bit lower. See, if for example, if the diesel is around say $50, then the fuel oil price will be $35. So you have at least $10 to $15 difference between diesel and furnace oil. So heavy crude and sour crude gives you furnace oil, which is a lower value. Okay, so see, it depends on the configuration of refinery. You select what type of crude you require for your refinery. Configuration of refinery, see, there are various units are there. I'll just highlight what type of units. Crude distillation unit. You have vacuum distillation unit, thermal cracker, hydrotreaters, then all this FCCU, separators, naphtha splitter, reformer, alkaline and isomerization, gas treating, blending pools, and steam. So these are the units are available in the refinery when you do the configuration of refinery, when you build, when you design. These are the basic units are required in any refinery. You might have studied this and you might have studied in detail also what type of distillation units are there, vacuum distillation and all, and what is their function. So in detail, in theory, you are learning. But however, when we go through further, you will understand each unit what they do. You know. See, see what happens. Simple hydroskimming refineries like mainly execute the distillation process. Okay, so and complex refinery performs two additional functions. That is conversion of hydrocarbon fractions produced in the crude distillation process into other products. See, in simple refinery, what happened? Only in simple refinery, only distillation takes place. Whereas in complex refineries, it happened conversion. Okay, additional function is conversion of the hydrocarbon fractions. What do you mean by that? Further, it is further process. You have additional unit, like for example, if you see you have done the crude distillation, it is a simple refinery. Whereas if you go to vacuum distillation unit, then you do the further cracking, and then it also goes to FCCU. So you get further cracking and further products. You get additional products like naphtha or gasoline. So a lot of platform. So many other products you get which are lighter, and you add the value. So that is called complex refinery. So these are the two types. One is a simple refinery, and that is a complex refinery. What are the important characteristics of the see? There are feed and product. When you have the crude oil and the product, there are very important characteristics. That is API gravity, VCA factor, viscosity, sulfur content, TBP, pour point, flash. So these are the major the properties of each crude as well as petroleum product. Why? Because see, depends on this product properties only the products are being sold. The pricing is determined based on this. Then usage in the industry is depends on this. See, for example, I will give you one example: viscosity. Okay, viscosity of say diesel is say 0.84. or 0.81, whereas viscosity of viscosity of diesel is around 1.3, or fuel oil is 3.5. Okay, or like this. See, it depends on sulfur content in diesel is say 10 ppm, and furnace oil will be is around 4,000 ppm. So the prices are depends on all these properties. So that's why and all the refineries are designed to get the proper standard specification of these products. Okay, each product have the specification standards. Okay, for example, LPG, when what type of LPG you should produce, so that when you bring into for the usage in the for the homes or for at industries, uh, the property should not have any issues to the client. The if you have the off-spec product, then there is a problem for using. So then suddenly, if LPG is not produced as per the specification, guaranteed specification, and it is supplied off-spec LPG, then there can be explosion. If you see, a lot of explosions happen. Sometimes what happens, some people they do some hanky-panky and then supply off-spec product. So such type of explosion happens. Sulfur has very good big issue all over the world, because to control the quality of the product and environment, and the sulfur has major issues all over the world. They have to maintain as per the specification. So these are the important characteristics and properties of the crude as well as the products, API and all this. Units in refinery. See, there are crude unit, vacuum unit, then hydrotreating and cracking unit, FCCU, coker, gasoline upgrading units. So if you see the complex refinery, you have all these units. Whereas if you go for simple refinery, for only you'll have distillation columns. Whereas in a complex refinery like Indian Oil Refinery or Hindustan Petroleum in India or Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, they are all complex refineries. They produce all the type of products, all finished products, from naphtha to from LPG, naphtha, gasoline, all types of products. But whereas in simple refinery, you get only few products, like you will get LPG or kerosene or diesel. You will not get much other products, value products. So most of the time, all the companies they configure the refinery, complex refineries, so that they give the better value. See, if you see, this is the refinery flow diagram. Crude and vacuum distillation unit is defined. I will share with you, then you will understand. Okay, so this is the atmospheric columns. From here, there are different the streams goes. See, if you hear isomerization plant, reformer, alkaline plant, hydrocracker, catalyst cracker. So you have different units in the refinery. From crude, it goes to distillation, then EBDU, then CDU, then crackers. So various complex refineries, and they each plant, each unit will have different feed, and then you get another product, high value products. So that's why the complex refineries are built. Refinery block diagram. Okay, so this is how the vacuum unit look like. Okay, vacuum distillation unit. Refinery block diagram is a coker. So coker is the if you see here bottom, all the residues goes to the coker unit, and it further do the hydrotreating, and then you get some product out of it. So each and every oil drop is recovered and maximize the petroleum products. So this is the main configuration. If you have the good refinery, the complex refinery, you get yield up to 99.5%. Okay, you can recover each and every barrel of oil. If you put one barrel, you will get a yield of all the products only 0.2, 0.3 or 0.5% will be the loss. Otherwise, you recover all the products. This is the beauty of refineries. These are the cokers. Then refinery block diagrams, FCCU. See what this FCCU does. You inject in this naphtha. Okay, so this naphtha goes into these units. Okay, and then you get all the reformer. But in FCCU, if you see here catalyst cracker, what is the feedstock for that? From distillation unit, you inject AGO and VGO. From distillation, you get aviation, I mean this gas oil and VGO, vacuum gas oil, and then it is hydrocracker, and then in catalyst unit, you inject this and you get further light products. Then you recover again jet, diesel, and all. So this is the main complex refinery gives all this advantage to recover maximum oil. This is how the FCCU look like. In this, you use a lot of catalyst and all. Then these are the hydrotreaters. So you get the feed from the distillation unit as a AGO or VGO. Then you get hydrocracker, and further it is treated, and you get a lot of products. This is how a hydrotreater look like. There is always a sulfur. If you see during the desulfurization process, you get a lot of sulfur, and the sulfur also is very important for the different petrochemical industries are using sulfur for their chemical conversion. A lot of chemicals are being used or produced out of sulfur, as well as sulfur is used in fertilizer also. There are many uses of sulfur. Okay, so sulfur also is one of the product which is recovered in during the process. Gasoline upgrading. What is gasoline upgrading means? If you see, there is a feed for naphtha. Naphtha feed is there, which goes to isomerization plant, then reformer and alkaline plant. So the entire gasoline is a high value product. So what is the feedstock? You get naphtha is the feedstock. Then from that you recover this reformate. You get reformate and isomerate, and from that you get the gasoline. So this is called the maximum utilization of your each and every hydrocarbon. You get high value product in these units. So it's a gasoline upgradation unit like isomerization plant and reformer and alkalination plant. So earlier I have explained to you the processes, separation, conversion, and storage and blending. So this is how three basic refinery process flows. In first separation, you inject the crude and you get all these products. So separation of crude oil into various fractions based on boiling points, right? And the crude distillator, atmospheric crude oil unit, and vacuum distillation. In this separation take place. Then further conversion happen in the next converts lower value product into high demand value products. So this happens in middle distillate upgrading and light ends processing. So in this conversion happen in the different units which I explained earlier. The next will be once you do the conversion, where it goes to the storage. In storage, what happen? You do the further blending. You mix, combine the various components from the conversion processes into end-use products. Like gasoline, you are bringing a lot of product from the conversion unit, and you do the blending operation in the storage. And from storage, then you supply. So this is the basic process in any refinery. So separation, conversion, and storage and blending. So please, anybody can explain about this again? Please explain all the three again. Hello? Are you there? You are there? You are listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just explain this process. See, these are the basic refinery process flow. Just explain again
So
from first, second. Yeah.
there are three basic refinery process flow. Accordingly, first is the separation when we obtain the crude oil. Then we put in a distillator, and then the crude oil in the distillator we get various types of oils, as like at a very low temperature we get the LPG gas, then at the lowest then again naphtha, kerosene, fuel oil, and such. From a crude oil we get all various types of products in a form of oil. This is called the separation. And then it is moved to a conversion, where the lower value products are converted into high demand premium products. And after the converting of this gas, it has been moved to storage and blending as well, and where it combines the various components from conversion process into the end products, whatever is in need.
Yeah. So what you understood with this process, storage and blending process? Can you just elaborate further? What you understood?
So what I understood is about this, when in a storage, the blending of the blending is done when they like, what we say, of two materials, whatever as per our requirement, two different materials are blended to obtain the gasoline.
Correct. Correct. Anybody else can explain again? Yeah, you're right. So
Thank you, sir.
any other person, please?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in blending, we are upgrading the lower value products only, no, sir?
Yeah, you are mixing lower value and you get high value product. Yes.
Higher value products, yes, sir.
Yes. So why blending is taken place, I'll just tell you. See, for example, gasoline, petrol. You see in the petrol pump, you have premium and regular, right? 92 RON or 95 RON. So in refinery, you don't get as it is. So what you have to do in storage and blending stage, you have to mix together the different low value and high value and make a required value product, okay, or high value product, okay. So in this process, what happens? You maximize the revenue of your oil. So, so these are the processes very important in refinery. If you understand this, you will understand entire refinery. So anybody else can explain? You understood this clearly?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts on this?
No, sir.
Anyhow, we'll have many questions at the end. But I just want you to fit into your mind, because this is very key subject, very key topic for any chemical or petrochemical or mechanical or anybody should know what is refinery process. Most of the people I have seen when I joined a refinery, SPCL, so they were not knowing our entire process because they were working in different department. So, our objective is to give the maximum input to you once you enter into oil industry or anywhere. So, you know entire process. You are definitely studying in your school, colleges, and all, but this is the practical experiences what we are trying to share with you. This type of nobody will explain in detailing. Okay. Now, this is like a typical distillation unit process. I will share with you. You can study at home. We have made very easy diagram to understand. You know, so it's very simple. You see here desalters, then distillation. Everything is there. All the plants are there. Typical distillation unit process description. Conversion process. Then this is a detailed crude distillation process with second phase, high vacuum tower and all. This is a crude distillation process with second phase, means high vacuum tower. This is another tower. Then vacuum distillation, video. you are being engineering student, you will understand this diagram very easily. Okay. This is a coking unit. This is a hydrotreater, FCCU. There are various units are there. See, so basic, my objective was to explain to you what is refining. Okay. So you guys understood what is refining?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I will give you what is refinery economics. See, refinery makes normally 15 to 5 to 15%, $15 per barrel of oil processed. What do you mean by that? Means when you do the refining, say for example, you are buying crude oil at say $50, and your selling price is say $70. So $20 margin is there in between. Then out of $20, there is a cost. See, there is a refining processing cost, right? So that you will have to minus from the crude oil. Okay, so you get the net refinery margins. So this is how this thing I will explain to you in a proper worksheet. Then you will understand also. The reality of refinery is what processing cost. See, they have to always build all the processing equipment to make sure they get the good value of refining margin. Otherwise, there is no use of installing any refinery without proper studies. You have to make the proper studies, proper visibility, make sure that your refinery is properly designed, and you get the proper yield. If you get the proper appropriate yield, you will do the proper revenue, or you will get excellent refinery margins. So that is very important. The processing cost also you have to make sure you have to bring under control. You cannot just put any extra cost into processing. Then volume. 1 barrel of crude does not equal 1 barrel of gasoline. What do you mean by that? One crude, a barrel does not 1 barrel of gasoline. Means out of one crude, 1 barrel, what do you get? You get different products. Okay, so it is not equal. You Because you are getting out of crude, you are getting LPG also, you are getting diesel also, you are getting gasoline, you are getting furnace oil. So don't think that crude is equal to product. No, because you are separating the crude into different products, finished products. So you will not get this. It is not an equal equation. Volume is not same. Then feedstock property. You have to be able to get crudes you can process. Okay, so it is very important while selecting any refinery, the feedstock, that is crude oil, is properly selected. Otherwise, if you select wrong crude, then you will have the lot of consequences. Your refinery margins, refinery economics will go haywire. So it's very important. Selection of feedstock properties are very important. Then markets. Refiners are at the mercy of crude prices and gasoline prices. What do you mean by that? The entire market is depend on what is crude price and what is gasoline price, because gasoline price is higher than all the products. Gas means petrol prices. Okay, so all the refineries always they see what is crude oil price in the market and gasoline price. Accordingly, they take a decision to buy or sell. Geography. What is the geography? Is refineries are tied to their own region by feed and product supply lines. as I explained to you earlier, India is very close to the Middle East, like Dubai or Abu Dhabi or Kuwait. So why? Because you get the crude from them within 4 days, because shipping takes maximum 4 days to bring the cargo crude vessel to India. Okay, so that's why geography is very important. If you bring the crude from, say, from Venezuela or from USA, it takes 25 to 30 days. So there is a big problem. In 25 days, the entire price market changes. So, and plus the availability of crude you get after 25, 30 days. So, once you get 25 days, so you will refining, when you will refine, when you will convert that. So it takes another 1 month. So it's not economical. So geographical locations are very important when you build the refinery also. And geographical location is very important for refinery economics also. The seasonality. What is seasonality? Gasoline and diesel are seasonal products. Means what? Depends on the season to season, the gasoline and diesel are consumed. For example, gasoline, the sale is very high during when winter and summer. Okay, and diesel also will be very high during that season. So you get maximum. The prices goes up during that period. Whereas during the rainy season, the most of the operation, most of the vehicle or movement doesn't happen much. So the gasoline is used is very less. Country like Europe or Russia during winter is frozen, so the gasoline and diesel usage, the gasoline usage is very less. Whereas diesel usage is very high there, because they use diesel for their heating in their houses and all, for heaters. So refinery economics depends on the all these factors. These are the processing cost, volume, feedstock properties, market, geography, and seasonality factors. So these are very important in this thing. Now, you want a break or you will continue, no?
I think it's fine, sir.
Yeah, 1 minute. Huh? I'll just explain refinery economics in detail. So I'll just open the worksheet. Just hold on. Huh? Dada? Just open this. Huh? No. You can see now? Hello?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You can see
Yes,
this?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'll just explain to you what is the refinery economics we were talking about. No? In a figure format, I will give you. See, for example, we are building refinery for 6 million tons per year. Okay, so design crude. Okay, so as per the crude design, see, particularly we are giving example of Indian refineries. What they do Arab mix. Okay, Arab light and heavy. So how much crude they use? 99.1%, and then they use methanol, fuel oil import, and something. So you have 6 million tons of crude. Okay, and these are the prices of that particular time I have when I worked out. So these are the prices in dollars. Okay, and you get this much. These are in rupees. Okay, so sorry, it is in dollar only. So you get. So this is how when you import the crude, when you run the refinery for 6 million tons, you have $355 million value. Okay, so and out of this, when you inject this crude in distillation unit, what product you get? LPG. You get what? Yield. This is called yield over the crude. You can see this. Hello.
Yeah, yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
So see, why I'm showing you this, because you should know the yield, how the refinery economics or how refinery margins are worked out. See, if you see here LPG, out of 100, you have injected 100 barrels. How much you get? Say 11.28% of crude yield. Then you get naphtha this much. Motor spirit, gasoline is 16.8%. Then you get ATF, then high-speed diesel, then furnace oil. So like this, different products you are getting up to sulfur. Okay. So this is how the with this, what I'm showing, trying to explain to you here, with this crude mix, Arab mix, okay, that is Arab light and Arab heavy, ratio how much? Arab light is used 65% and Arab heavy is used 35%. So when you do the crude oil processing, you do the blending in crude oil tanks and you inject that crude at this percentage, 65-35 ratio. And why we are doing this? Because Arab light is a high price and Arab heavy is a little bit $3-4 is less than Arab light. So you use this mix, Arab mix. So you get this refinery margins, the refinery yield out of this crude. Then you get these values based on the yield. So how you arrived this? If you see the formula here, 11.28% of how much crude you injected? 6 million tons. Okay, so that is 5,995,000. We are just taking say average 6 million tons per year. So 11.28%. So you get this 676,000 tons of LPG you get out of the crude. Okay, what is the value of the crude? This LPG is 755. If you see the crude is how much? $600. So see the difference. So you get $155 margin in this. Okay, so this is how the crude versus product yield are there, and this is how you worked out how much tonnage you get based on the yield. Then what is the value? Once you get the value, so revenue how much? So once you get the revenue here, if you see crude oil, $355 million, whereas the sale of product is how much? $390 million. So how much you got? 310. So you got how much? 310 say million. So, so this is the margin, the gross margin. That is called gross refinery margin. And then how much you got per barrel? 7.20. Okay, so in one barrel you get 7.2 dollar per barrel. This is the excellent margin. Okay, so the entire economics of the refinery is depend on the what type of crude you are injecting, what yield of product you get. So if you see here, how much you got motor gasoline is 16.88%. What is the value of this? 820, which is higher than all the products, right? You can see, anybody can tell me the 820 price and what is LPG price? Can anybody tell me? Hello? LPG is how much?
755.01.
Yeah, correct.
Internal body is up to
Yeah.
600, 800, sir.
Sorry.
600 to 800.
Yeah. So if you see here, the LPG 755, then you have naphtha 747, gasoline is 820, diesel is 800, then high-speed diesel is 782, then furnace oil, petroleum coke is how much? 525. High-speed this furnace oil is 525. There is a huge difference. So that's why we use these crude 65-35 ratio to get maximum gasoline and maximum diesel and ATF, kerosene. So this is what how the refinery works. So this is on 6 million tons refinery. If you go for 18 million tons refinery, this is what happens. If you see, if I want to go for what is 6 million tons is a simple refinery, not very complex, but simple refinery. Whereas if you go for higher capacity, 18 million tons per year, then you can use different crudes. For example, you are using Arab light, Kisangi crude, then Farkados, Arab heavy. So you use different products. You know, you can use even furnace oil for your injecting into the refinery. So you get here, then you are getting this yield again. So almost similar yields are there. However, you got how much? Refinery margin 8.48%. Okay, so this is a very good margin. So this is how the refinery designs are made. Mostly Middle East refineries, Indian subcontinent like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. These refineries are built based on such type of design crude. You know, so to optimize the crude oil and get maximum product yield, so the refinery can make more money and their gross margin or refinery margin is excellent. If you want to survive in refining, you have to make this margin. Otherwise, if you start getting lower, then you cannot stand. So it's very important what type of crude you are using, what type of yield you get. This is very important in while selecting the crudes. Today, another topic I will give you, take you. I'll just start today, and then we'll go tomorrow in detailing. That is how to build the refinery. And then last, the fourth chapter, I will take oil trading, supply, operation, distribution. Or you want to understand today itself, supply, operation?
Tomorrow will be fine, sir.
No, supply trading I will take at the last. Today, I just want to give you this because how to build the refinery. It is a 1 week, almost 7 days are required. But I want to cover you within today and tomorrow. Okay, so it is a project itself. So what we will do today, we will start with how to build the refinery. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can see this slide.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now listen carefully. See, yesterday one gentleman was there, right? What is his name? I don't know. He want to start refinery within 4 or 5 years. What is your name? Yesterday one gentleman was there.
Prashant Kumar.
Yeah. You are Mr. Prasad Kumar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now today you just go through this. I'll be giving the complete insight. So you might have not gone through this exercise anytime earlier. So this itself is a project report. If you complete this project, you will never repent in life that we have gone through this and we understood everything. So be attentive, and after this session, you have to prepare the project report that how to build the refinery. I will be explaining all the stages of start to finish, from design to complete the refinery and managing the refinery. Okay, so today I will just give you the brief, and tomorrow I will give all the steps.
Okay, sir.
So be attentive. Such type of exercises will be very rare in your life. So this is our practical experience. That's why we have just prepared in short how to build the refinery. This itself is a project, Just now we were discussing about distillation, right? You can see here heating of crude oil and how the crude oil is separated. Hello?
Yes, sir.
You can see it right now.
Yes, sir.
See, this is how it happens. See, the hydrocarbons, once you start heating, okay? Okay, now refinery construction. Now you tell me, to do any project, what is the basic requirement is there? Can anybody tell? Say, for example, I want to start the refinery. To build the refinery, what are the basic, how we will start? Can anybody explain? I want to hear from you first.
So first we have to study, then we have to do research.
Yeah, one by one. Please,
Hello, sir.
go ahead. Yeah.
First, we have to study the whole scenario of the oil and gas industry, and then we have to do market research and get prices of crude oil, and what can be the investment we can do in setting up a refinery.
Correct. These are the basic points, right? Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Structure of refinery, the model.
Right. Okay.
Sir, we have to plan the whole thing in our mind first, sir.
Okay.
We have to have the whole idea in our mind and go through each and everything and build a plant in our mind itself.
Correct. That is first step. First, you have to make up your mind, right?
Yes, sir.
First, you have to make up your mind. And then whatever you have a concept you have decided in your mind, that you have to put on the paper. Okay. Put on the paper and write down what is required. Okay. To build the refinery. Very important is first is location. Then you require money. Then you require design. You require complete feasibility report. Okay. So all the stages. First, you have to have the concept in your mind ready. Yes, I want to start my refinery. Whether you are an individual or a corporate, or you are a big organization. And then so first what they do? First they do the feed. Okay. So first feed is required. Without feed, we cannot go further. So in today and tomorrow, I will explain you all the steps required to build the refinery, and you have to prepare excellent project report and submit to us. Okay, and it will be good for your future career, because if you go anywhere, once you know how to build the refinery, you can explain very easily. Okay, I will tell you. You at the end of tomorrow itself, you will tell me I understood everything to all the components of refinery construction. Okay, I'll just give today the basic. The following steps are involved in construction of refinery. The first step is what? Pre-design. Okay. Okay, now one gentleman said, first you have to make up your mind. Okay, so I made my mind. Yes, I want to build the refinery, but okay, I have decided. Right now, once I decide, then what are the next? You have to do. You have to approach to the proper consultants. Okay, and you have to appoint proper consultant to do the pre-designing. Okay, so pre-designing stage, what happens? You do the first computer modeling. What do you mean by that? It depends on the different crude, different this thing. You have to do the computer model, how the refinery will look like, what capacity, and all this thing. Then once you do the computer modeling, you go for conceptual design. Okay. Once your conceptual design is ready, you prepare estimation. How much cost will required to build the refinery? Once you know the costing approximate, then you go for complete feasibility studies. In feasibility, see each and every component are in detail. Okay, I have just given you the. I am just giving you today headings. Okay, so after estimation, feasibility. Then once you know that your feasibility is ready, you go for finance. Without finance, you cannot build the refinery. But you have to put your seed money. They say 10-20%. The balance you can take from the bankers. Then scope definition. Once your financing is done, so how further steps should be taken? Scope, the project scope definitions. Then strategic procurement. What is mean by strategic procurement? Strategic procurement of the design, strategic procurement of the units, crude, and so many things. Then siting. Siting means you have to identify the proper appropriate location where you are very close to the sea, or you are in a particular location. This refinery is required. Whatever you will do the refining, most of the product will be sold in that region. Then only it is worth to select the site. Okay. Then permitting. Permitting means what? Without license check means all the permissions or environmental clearance or the factory licenses, all the licenses, permissions are required and approvals are required. Without that, you cannot build the refinery. Then you have to have the technology and license evaluation. Means the whatever design of refinery you are selecting, you have to have the technology that is called processing technology. There are various worldwide companies. They give the technology. Okay, that also I will explain to you. Okay, which are the companies and all. So license evaluation. So in pre-design, these are the components. So can anybody explain what is this pre-design stage? Just give me the only highlights. You will be reading. You will be understanding detailing tomorrow. In pre-design, what are the components? Very important. Anyone, please. Everybody has to talk now. I'm just keeping it open here.
First of all, this is Rishi Balan. Hello,
Sorry?
am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to go for computer modeling of the plant. So what we are planning is a refinery. So we have to keep that in mind, what type of food we are going to handle, and then what are the units that are going to be in this complex refinery, and that we have to construct using this modeling, and then go for conceptual design. So what type of equipments and auxiliaries that we are going to use in our refinery that we have to decide, and then we go for conceptual design, and then after all selection of these equipments, we need to go for estimation of those equipments, and feasibility studies means whether it is suitable for this geographical location, and then how valid and worthy is that process like that, and then project financing. So after estimation of this cost and production, all this data, we have to fix a proper finance, that is capital funding for our project. And then we go for scope of definition and strategic procurement. And procurement goes for there are certain procedures for procurement. So we go for selecting the vendors, and
Vendor.
we need to analyze various vendors and compare the process details and the specifications of the equipments what they provide. And then there is a concept called lower value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And we prefer always the average valued and then a good specified equipments from the vendor, like that it goes. And then siting and permission. Citing is all of a sudden we cannot go and put a plant anywhere in our country. We go for getting license from the government, and then we have to check the geographical location whether it is suitable for placing a plant or not. And then we go for government license and all these uh, governmental documentation works for the proper legal erection of this plant. And then we go for the technology provider. So we cannot just choose any technology from anywhere from studying or anyone, because there is a patent and license for all the technologies that we are using in the overall world. So we need to choose a proper technology, and then we have to get the license from the proper technology provider. And all these things goes in the pre-design factors. Thank you.
Great. So, what is your name?
Rishi Balan, sir.
Okay, excellent. So you elaborated very well. I think we are going to go in detailing tomorrow, pre-design, each and every computer, what is computer modeling, what is conceptual design, we'll go in detailing. The next is design stage. Okay, once pre-design is done, then you go to design stage. Then you have to do the feed. So that is front-end engineering. You have to get it done through the, there are many worldwide consultants or many companies are there, majors like Technip is there, or UP is there. So many companies are there who does the front-end engineering, that is feed. Okay. Then detail engineering, you have to go, then after detail engineering. Then cost control. You see, once you do the detail engineering, then you will have to see where we have to do the cost control, how we can minimize the cost and all. So everything we have to work out during this phase itself. Then planning and scheduling. So complete planning is required. Scheduling of the project and entire. So this particular phase, you define everything, because if you don't plan properly, for example, if you are completing the refinery as per the schedule, you have to complete refinery in 24 months. If you don't plan to complete in 24 months, then whatever you are doing, they invest in billions of dollars, okay, for refinery. So the cost of investment is very high. So that is the additional burden on the project. So the planning is very important. So when you plan, and you have to do the proper scheduling during the planning stage. So you complete entire project within the time frame agreed as per the feasibility. Okay. Then procurement. Then you start, once your design is finalized, everything is done. Final procurement is you clearly define in this design stage. Okay, what is the procurement requirement and all these things. Okay. Then system integration. What type of systems we have to integrate? During the design stage itself, you identify there. Okay. So these are the steps under the design stage. So one is a pre-design. Next is a design stage. So please, another person can explain about this design stage. Other than earlier person, please. Design. So during this phase, these are the important elements. So can anyone explain? Hello? I'm audible? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Then why you guys are quiet? Please, no, I am keeping this open to talk to you. You have to just read and explain a little bit. Not a big science. Please. You have to be ready before I talk, huh? Tomorrow you'll go in detail, but now I'm just giving the headlines. Okay, so actually headlines you can explain in brief. Nobody's there?
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, say your name and which engineering you stream you are. Hello?
From petrol engineering stream.
Yeah, so you will understand this. You just explain this.
The first part is the design stage is about the front end engineering. In this part, basically we pipeline designs, also the refinery various units design such as the sizing and grades and such that things and the design codes. And then the further stage is the detailed engineering. And in the detailed engineering, we design the route optimization, then all the drawings and all the things that we need and that specification, all these things are to be considered. And then also the which material has to be used, all these things should be considered in the detailed engineering section. Then it comes about the cost control. We have to optimize the our capex so that we get the full profit from it. Then the fourth stage comes out to be planning and scheduling. In this stage we planned how gonna we build the refinery and how and what we build this refinery. Then the procurement stage comes where we have to do all the necessary steps regarding the procurement. And finally the system integration. It means which software should be used and what needs to be integrated so that the further control of the refinery can be efficiently done. That's it, sir.
Excellent.
Thank you,
Very good. So both of you, all of you are clear. What is the first step is pre-design, next is design stage. Once the design is done, you are ready with all the design, then you go to next is construction. Okay, so you will start the constructing of the refinery. Okay, you have everything ready in design stage. You have kept everything, your feed is ready, detail engineering is ready, your planning and scheduling is done, procurement is done, system integration, everything is decided. So next step is construction management. So in construction management, you will plan details, how and when and what are the units where we have to do. Everything is planned well in construction management. Okay, then craft shafting means what type of technician and manpower is required for during the construction stage. The construction stage, you don't require entire refinery people. You require initial project people. So so as I explained to you earlier, when you do the construction of the refinery, all types of engineers are required, from the civil, mechanical, as well as electrical, instrumentation. All engineering streams are required. See, here, when you start pre-designing and design stage, your process engineer also and mechanical engineer also are required. When they that is called mechanical engineering design engineers. Okay, so you have scope everywhere. Even structural engineers during design stage, structural engineers also are required. So all each and every stage, all types of engineers are required. So don't think that I have only scope in only in real estate or I have scope in automotive industry. No, you have scope everywhere. In oil and gas also, and everywhere you have excellent scope. Okay, so during the construction phase, the construction management is taken care very well. Staffing, what type of staffs are required during construction phase, what type of training is required, because as one person was saying, what happened during the construction, how we can take care of on the health and safety. Okay, so all the staff which are considered in the project are well trained. The necessary trainings are given to all the staffs who are involved in construction of the refinery. So the training is given to them before they start on the project. So everything is considered. In equipment and tool supply, see, during the construction, you require all the equipment, plant, machinery, everything. Everything is in place. Okay, the supply logistic planning is properly done. Then field mobilization. What is a field mobilization means? See, at a time you are constructing the refinery in different units. Okay, FCCU or VDU, or you are doing the storage, or you are doing the pipeline, you are doing the jetty operation. So you have to mobilize the location field, appropriate field for each and every activity in a planned manner. Okay. Then material management. See, whatever material is required. See, for example, refinery is planned for say 24 or 36 months. Okay, so you cannot order all the material in first day. So you have to plan a material in a scheduled manner. What is the scheduled manner? Means if you want to lay the pipeline, say after starting of the construction, say after 1 year, you cannot just bring all the pipe and stack in the refinery, because you have to manage the material receiving at the plant on that particular timing only. Otherwise, what happens? You source all the material in advance when you don't require. Then your investment is get blocked. Unnecessary. You pay the money in advance. What happened? You prepare material management system properly, and accordingly you get all the material on timely manner as per the plan and schedule. So all the department work hand to hand. The planning and scheduling department and the construction department work hand to hand and prepare proper supply chain management. So the material is comes on time. Okay. So and also we have to make sure the most of the plant require the fabrication or construction. It takes some plant take 6 months to 12 months, or some even 18 months. So you have to make sure such type of plant or equipment you have to give order in advance. So that is the job of the material management as per the planning. Okay. Then quality control. So during the construction phase, you have to make sure the whatever construction you are doing is in line with the quality as per the specification designed in the design phase. Here. Okay. So you have to make sure it is in line with the design. Then safety programs. You have to make sure during construction the safety programs are strictly adhered, strictly followed, because during construction there is huge work going on in the site, and then you have to follow all the safety norms. Okay. Then contractor management. See, during construction there are n number of contractors are there, vendors are there. They are doing. See, for example, one contractor is doing storage tank construction, other one is doing pipeline construction, some are installing crude distillation unit, other one is doing video distillation. So see, you don't give all the job to one contractor. Each contractor have different specialities. See, each contractor don't have all the specialties. Okay, so that's why most of the time you select different contractors. Okay, they based on their specialities, and that is also when we appoint them, when we give the contract to them, they're all the pre-qualification, everything is considered while selecting the contractor also. So that we will go in detailing once we talk tomorrow. Okay, so during the construction phase, these are very important to understand. So construction management, staff, equipment, field mobilization, material management, quality control, safety programs, so contract management. So these are the during the construction phase, you have to make sure these are strictly followed. Okay. So I want to listen from some one of the other than two who spoke earlier. Please quickly, please explain about construction.
Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Yes, very much. Your name and yes, huh?
So my name is Prashant Kumar.
Okay.
Sir, in this construction, whatever we have designed in the pre-design and in design process, we have to construct according to the design.
Correct.
Okay, sir. In construction management, we have to do all the management of people and departments so that whatever we have designed, we can construct according to the design. And after that, we come to craft staffing and training. In this, we uh, train the different departments according to their departments
Specialization. Yeah.
specialization. We provide them training so that we can take work from them efficiently and in on time with safety. Okay, sir. And then thirdly, we come to equipments and tool supply. Uh, we manage the equipments and whatever the materials that we require for construction, we order them and we can uh, order and manage the supply system of that equipment. And then we come to field mobilization. And whatever the work we have done, whatever the work we have decided, we have to properly mobilize it according to their site or locations, the construction site accordingly. Then after that, we come to material management. In this, we manage the material that we require for construction. And suppose if we are requiring some material now itself, we order it now, and whatever we require after 5 or 6 months, we will not order that material because we have to manage the cost also. Then we come to quality control. In this, whatever the specification standards we have make, we have to maintain that. We have to maintain the quality. Uh, we can uh, uh, manage the quality engineers to control the quality of that the construction taking over. And after that, we come to safety programs in which we can arrange the mock drills so that safety can be comes to priority. And because anything in such a big construction site, anything can happen, and we have to keep in mind about the safety of the workers and all management teams. After that, we come to contractor management. We appoint various contractors according to the specialization or department. Like we require some manpower, so we have a contractor for manpower, and we require some materials. We have contractors for material. So accordingly, we can manage the contractor. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. You explained very well. I think
Thank
you
you, sir.
understood very nicely and great. You are doing what? Petroleum engineering or chemical?
Mechanical engineering, sir.
Yeah. So you are perfect in this construction. Mechanical engineer plays a very important role in this during this phase of construction. Okay. So not only mechanical. See, if you see in construction, you have all type of engineers, civil to mechanical to electrical and instrumentation. As well, if you see in training, craft training, you require trainers. But then equipment and toll supply chain management people are required. Then field mobilization, you require all type of engineering. Material management also, again chemical as well as mechanical engineers are in material management. Quality control also, the most of the mechanical engineers and the chemical engineers are required in quality control. Safety, there are fire and safety graduates are there, as well as other engineers also work in this fire and safety and EHS department and contractor management. So each and every engineers have a role to play in all the segments, which I explained to you from pre-design, design, as well as in construction. All types of engineers are required. You will see by heading itself, you can fit anywhere. For example, in pre-design estimating, you can take quotation from the vendors, prepare the estimate. So like this, a lot of opportunities are there in oil and gas sector. Okay, if you understand this, it is very easy for you to enter into any oil and gas sector. Okay, then so great. So now we will go to startup. Okay, now what you have done so far? You have done the pre-design. You have completed the design part. You have completed the construction also, right? So you have completed 3 stages of refinery construction. You have finished the construction. Now next step is your construction is ready. Refinery is ready with fully ready with to start. So this is called startup operation of the refinery. So what is startup operation? During this startup operation, you do the commissioning of the refinery. So straight away, what happens when you start the refinery? Initial tests are done because what happens? You have to test all the units, whether is there any leakage or any product or specifications or the complete testing of all the equipments are done during this startup operation. But in construction phase itself, all the testing are done. But here in startup, you start injecting the oil crude. Okay, until construction, you have not put any crude oil. Okay, you have done only hardware. Okay, you have installed only hardware. Now you will start pumping crude into the distillation unit. Okay, so that is called commissioning stage. So during this commissioning stage, you will do unit by unit, pipeline. All the units are tested. Okay, by injecting the crude, and then see is there any hiccups in any design or during the construction. Is there any failure? Okay, if it is, then they are all attended in this phase. Okay, so always during the startup, there are hiccups are there. There are some minor issues are coming. So you have to attend them and make sure everything is attended. Otherwise, once you start the refinery, it's very difficult to again shut down the refinery and do the job. So what happened before 100% start the refinery? In this commissioning stage itself, all these operations are taken care. Okay. Now engineering support. Okay, what is engineering support? See, when you want to run the refinery, there is always 24/7. All the departments like mechanical, chemical, or civil, or instrumentation. All the departments are always standby. If any issues are there in the refinery, these people will go and attend the problems. Okay. Then what happens it is pre-commissioning. Okay. So pre-commissioning stage, as I explained to you earlier, you have to start injecting the crude and all. Then system checkout. Okay. During the pre-commissioning system, all the entire system, most of the refineries are today are all modern with all the techniques. Okay, they have complete online system. You can see the refining process by sitting in your control room. Okay, so all the systems are there by Yakogawa and so many other Japanese and Korean and US companies are giving these systems. You can monitor the crude oil from each and every unit, how it flows. Okay, so the system checkouts are happened during this phase. Then initial production. Once you do the system checkout, then productions, you keep monitoring then plant readiness. Okay, so once all these phases are finished, then everything is checked out, everything is ready, then you have to give the okay to start the unit in a full capacity. That is called plant readiness. You are 100% ready with all the issues. You don't have any problem so far. So you give okay to start. Then turnover. Turnover means it's a throughput. Whatever crude you are injecting, how much, whether it is as per the design you are getting or not, you will make out during startup phase itself. See, for example, you have designed the crude to run or a mix, light, heavy, and all. Whether as per the design you are getting the yield product or not. So you come to know during the startup phase itself. So this is called startup. Okay. So can you explain? Anybody can explain about startup, please?
Hello, sir. Can you listen?
Sir, I am K. Guru Saramurthy.
Your name, please. Can you please speak loudly?
Guru Saramurthy, sir. K. Guru Saramurthy.
College?
And start National Engineering Colleges.
And which stream?
National Engineering College.
And you are studying in which stream?
I am from Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering.
Okay, great. So the instrumentation engineers play a very good important role in startup operation. Okay, because he has to keep watch on all the units properly, all the instrumentations. Okay, so explain to me in brief what you understood by startup.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In commissioning, we start injecting the crudes, and there may be any failures we checking. There may be any minor issues. That's like any issues in that refinery products. And in engineering support, that all department engineers are ready to solve the queries in that refinery areas. And in pre-commissioning, we, as we said before, crude and oil are injected. In system checkouts, control room where they monitor all crude oil and each and every unit by that. Initial production is like crude and oil. In plant readiness, everything is in ready to start that. In turnover, we get the crude. That's all, sir.
Then?
Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah. What do you say?
Hello.
You finished?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I think the brief you understood on the startups. Anybody else would like to elaborate on startup?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sir, my name is Suleiman.
Yes,
Hello?
Mr. Suleiman. You just tell your college name and which stream you are studying.
I am studying petrochemical engineering, sir.
Great. In college?
SVS College of Engineering, Coimbatore.
Right. Okay. Please.
Okay, sir. Now this startup process is the final process of our refinery construction. So the first step is that it's commissioning. Commissioning is that first of all we have completed everything like pre-design, design, construction. We have completed everything. Now the final step is to start the plant. So we are starting. The starting process is called the commissioning phase. Next, in that commissioning phase, we are testing everything, like if any problems are there or not, like everything. If we are buying a new product, we are testing, right? So the first process is called commissioning. Then the engineering support. Sir, as you said, in the oil and gas field, every engineers are here to take part. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, that slide, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, as you said, every engineer has to take part in this oil and gas field. So, for every engineers like civil, mechanical, etc., all of them have their role their own role to take part here. So if any problems are there, each of the engineers has to come in and play their support. That's the engineering support. Then the pre-commissioning, it's the same as that. After all the problems are being sorted out, we have to start the plant again and run it for the checkup. Then the systems checkout. Nowadays there are lots and lots of softwares, and all the plants are running based on softwares. So if we are giving any data for input output, how the pressure should be, how the velocity, like that, it's all through the systems, the softwares. So we have to check how the software works. That's the main part of a plant nowadays in the present world of technology. And then the initial production. After everything has been checked, we are starting to feed the crude and see how the production works. Like all the design, construction, everything is working or not, working as per our plan or not. So that is the initial production. And plant readiness is a way of saying that, okay, it's all set, let's go. So we are ready to go, everything is perfect. That's called plant readiness. We are saying that it's ready. And finally, turnover. It's a way of saying that it's a success. Our output and input, we are what to say? We are comparing
are
that.
In line with the design. Are in line with the design.
Yes, we are comparing that and see that our turnover is a profit, or is there any problems on that's also.
Excellent, very good.
Thank you.
Sir?
Yeah.
So why does pre-commissioning come after commissioning and engineering support?
No, this is just commissioning is the heading, but after these are the steps.
Okay, these aren't according to the order.
Yeah. This is according. See, commissioning is we are giving overall what is commissioning. Then under commissioning, there are so many other parameters comes.
Okay, sir.
This is just a heading, but then once you go in detailing, you will have a chronological order.
Fine, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt, but may I have to say something on commissioning. What I knew,
Yeah.
actually, what I thought of, I understood when I was working in industry about commissioning is when we after construction, when we get a ready-made setup of anything, our any object, production object. Commissioning means before we take the product ready-made, our setup, we clean it. We have a look over that, we check it by our engineering support. It is the commissioning. And pre-commissioning means when we are actually putting our product into it to run, to see the operation.
Correct. You're right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So it's clear now on startup?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now,
Yes, sir, we can understand.
See, you have started the refinery, right? So once you start the refinery, then what is required to run the refinery regularly and properly? Operation and maintenance team. So here also a lot of engineering team is required to manage the refinery. That is asset performance improvement, then facility management, plant operation and maintenance, sustaining this capital project, shutdown, turnaround, and outages. See, the O&M team, the operation and maintenance team is the hardcore of any refinery. So they have to always stand by. Okay, if any refinery shutdown are there, if any problem comes, or if any projects need to be done. See, this is after refinery commencement. Okay, so this team is always standby all the time. O&M team. See what happened. See, like anything, you have to do the regular maintenance of the plant and machinery, because you are running crude oil. Crude oil contains a lot of corrosive products, substances. So regular maintenance is required. Otherwise, the unit will crash, shut down very fast. So what happened? Once there is a plant shutdown is planned. So accordingly, you have to take the refinery and all the storage or pipeline outages. Okay, so this particular ONN team is manages all these operations on regular time, and they make sure the units or any refinery are plant shutdowns are made as per the schedule planned, as well as what is this the asset performance improvement team will make sure the all the units or the plant installed they are performing in line with the design. Okay, they keep all the records in coordination with all the individual departments. Okay, then facility management, like there are a lot of facilities are available, like hospitality, or there are so many facilities are there, water, sewage, plant, so many facilities are there that we will go in detail afterwards. Then plant operation and maintenance, which I explained to you. Then sell small and sustaining capital projects. See, what happened during the when you build the refinery or after the building also after 5 year or 10 year, you have to keep upgrading the refinery in line with the current market scenario or current technology. So there is a continuous projects are coming up in the refinery or any project. So this particular team takes care of initial initiating the projects. Okay, and then shutdown and turnaround and outages. I explained to you. So it is very important to keep your system on running in a proper healthy condition. You have to give the shutdowns. You have to make the turnarounds and outages. So this is very very important to have these shutdowns on regular intervals. Then only see, like in 1 year we go for our some holidays, right? Why we are going for holidays? To relax ourselves, get diverted our mind. So similarly, shutdown is required for a refinery so that the entire the proper maintenance is taken care, and then the function of that particular plant or unit is it goes to the 100% level. Otherwise, if you don't go for shutdown or turnaround or outages, the plant or machinery will get cracked down. So this is called a preventive maintenance. Shutdowns and turnouts are the preventive maintenance. So we have to plan preventive maintenance on a regular intervals so that you don't face disaster afterwards if you don't go for these shutdowns and all. So this is very very important in any industry, whether it is oil industry or power or any other industry. The shutdowns and turnaround of the units are very important. Okay, so these are the basic refinery construction thing. So one of the guy can explain about ONM, please. Anybody?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Can you explain?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Operation and maintenance. After four process and can operation and maintenance. First of all, assistant performance improvement operation to assist all the equipments, and the faculty management, all the facilities and management. Sorry, facilities and management. All the facilities are in around the two industries. It's a hospital, and all facilities are in the some surrounding, and plant operation and maintenance. Plant operation can calculate operation and maintenance to operation and maintenance to maintain the operation of all the equipments as a plant operation and maintenance to maintain the all operations are correctly or give output, and small and another going to small suspending and capital project to improve or upgrade our project in future requirements and future investments are, and the shutdowning, turnaround and outages are the more important of the one to only industries are one can compulsory to shutdowning and turn around because of all the equipments are have continuously work.
Perfect. Your name, please. Your name, college, and which stream you are studying. Your name,
Sir?
please. Always, whenever you speak, you have to say,
Hello, sir.
tell you.
Audible,
Please
sir?
tell your
Hello?
name and college and stream. Hello.
Cannot.
Your voice is low. You can hear me.
Sir, hello.
Yeah, please speak.
Sir.
Yeah,
Hello,
I'm
sir.
hearing.
Sir, I may repeat
No,
again.
that is
Hello?
okay. You have said perfectly.
One second,
No,
explain.
not required. You already explained very well. Just tell me your name and which college and which stream you are studying. Okay, I think that's all. I'm audible. You can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now I want one person or one girl or boy, whoever, explain me all the 5 stages. You can read
Sir.
out, no problem. All the 5 stages, one person has to explain.
Yes, sir. So I'm Raymond Dixon from Tamil Nadu, sir. I'm doing mechanical engineering, my final year. For the construction of a refinery, we're supposed to set up a mines first, as you said, and then go on to pre-designing, which requires computer modeling, and then all the designing stuff that has to be done using software, sir. And then analyzing our production and all those stuffs come under pre-designing, and then moving on to the designing phase, we are supposed to do them with hardware stuff, so little by little. We are supposed to do, which includes planning and scheduling and engineering in detail, sir. So this comprises of pre-designing and designing. And then going on to construction phase, we do the complete hardware in this stage, sir, which includes installation of all the equipments that are required with the required manpower and all the machineries, and safety and quality control. It happens during the complete process, and then going on to after the completion of the hardware, installation of the hardware, we go on to the initial production of the oil, sir. So we do the commissioning and then pre-commissioning, and we see if there are any hiccups or any problems that are arising, and then we do the initial production, and if we see, and we check if our turnout, if the turnover is coming as well as we expect it, sir. And then we go on to, after the completion of the startup process, we go on to the final process, which is operation and management, which happens after the startup throughout the entire production process, and that comprises of production of the oil and quality control, and also giving regular shutdowns and rest for the entire plants. So this will be the complete refinery. This is what I understood, sir.
Yeah, very good. You got it very rightly. And I think now you tell me, have you gone through all the steps earlier? How to build a refinery?
No, sir, just now.
Huh?
Just now, sir. Just when you taught.
Today only, right? You understood
Yes,
all the steps as a petroleum engineer or mechanical.
Yes,
You might have not gone through all the steps. You might have heard a little bit bits and pieces here and there, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But in today's session, what is your feedback? You understood the basic what is required to build the refinery?
Yes, sir. Actually, in
Yes,
detail,
sir.
sir. We understood in detail.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, I think, so these are the basic, okay? But now from tomorrow, see, this is how the pre-design of the refinery, computer modeling, conceptual modeling, estimating, feasibility studies, project, scope definition, strategic procurement, siting. So everything is, so in detail I have given here, what is computer modeling. So this is how you have to do the computer modeling on the computers, This is how your equipment will look like and all. So this is how we'll go in detailing, simulation versus models, how it conceptual design, what is conceptual design. Everything is defined here, okay? So tomorrow we'll take this in detailing, okay? Because there are 5 stages, it's huge. The one itself will take, at least 2 days. See, if I want to explain you pre-design, it will take minimum 2 to 3 days. So, but you guys are smart, I think. I have seen yesterday, everybody's participant is excellent, and your understanding is quite very well, and I'm quite pleased. Your grasping level, everybody is performing is very well. So you will understand. I will share with you whatever maximum possible, all the 5 topics we'll try to cover here tomorrow. If not, I will share all the detail with you. There are 5 different PPTs are there. Okay, 5 different PPTs on each and every pre-design, one single PPT of 35 slides. Okay, of each. So in one day is not possible. But what we will do tomorrow, we'll try to cover all 5, and we have all another 10-15 days. If you want more, I can give you, because there are so many other topics are there, like simulation, then mechanical design, drilling operation. So all the aspects also we have to cover. But as a refining, what I felt, I started with upstream, midstream, downstream. So you understood upstream, midstream, downstream. Then today we came to downstream. We spoke about what is refinery, how the operation takes place. Then I also explained today what is refining margins. Okay, so we covered complete refining part. Then we come to today refinery construction, how to build the refinery itself. Okay, so nobody in the world will give you such type of within 1 week or 10 days or 15 days time this type of knowledge. So try to grab this knowledge maximum possible. This will be very handy to you, because it took us 35 years to understand, But as a youngster like you, if you grab this knowledge, absorb this within short period, it will be very helpful for you for your future career growth. Okay, so I think today we cover this basic refinery construction. This thing. I hope everybody understood this, the basic concept, and then tomorrow onwards we'll go in detailing. Okay, so if any questions are there, we can talk. Otherwise, after completion of this, we have many questions. Tomorrow we'll take some question answer. So but if anybody is having 1 or 2 people, I can answer now. So just ask.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the difference between fractionation and refining? Because it is a topic of yesterday's class, and I have a doubt on it. Fractionation and refining.
The distillation is a simple process, and then further it goes for fractionation in a different unit. That is the only difference. It further cracking is a further cracking.
Okay.
Because what happens in distillation, you separate some carbons, then further cracking, it goes to another units, which I explained to you today. There are different intermediate units are there. So further fractionation is taken place, and you try to separate more and more molecules. So you get maximum light products, out of that. See, what happened in distillation, you don't get all the carbons, light products. Okay? So light product is the high value. Why we are doing further fractionation and further cracking? Because to get the maximum value of that crude, the product from the crude, We want to get maximum finished product which are having the light contents, which are having high value contents. So that's why we have to do the further processing.
The difference between the fractionation and refining. The question was that refining.
Yeah. It's clear, na?
Okay.
So anybody else?
Sir, Rishibalan again.
Yeah.
Sir, I would like to add a point on those 5 important topics in construction of the refinery is process optimization and energy optimization. So it is also one of the important part in running a refinery. Just to add a point. That's all.
Yes. Always see when you start up a refinery, so you have to optimize. That is the refining process. When you do the refining operation, na, in a refinery operation, this is just we have given the construction part, but actual running of the refinery is different. These are the phases of construction we have given you. But once you hand over the refinery to the construction team, the entire team will hand over the plan to the refinery people. You know, this is another people who will be handling. This is the project team. Okay, and then when the refinery people handle, then it is their responsibility to do the optimization of the products. You know, to crude running, then maximize the product, finished product, how to optimize it, how to minimize the cost. It is the refinery operations and planning department's function. The process team will take care on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I think we will discuss tomorrow. If any more questions are there, we can talk further discussion. I think so. We'll close the session today.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay, sir.
Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you, sir.
you. And good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.